going last. Some of it might be repetitive, but you'll just have to bear with me. So, as my siblings had said, my mom had so many wonderful attributes. I tried to pick a few that, really resonate with me. So, one of the first things was what I call mom's love and wisdom. As my siblings said, my mom and dad had a wonderful love and relationship. Truly one of the strongest, best role models of how a marriage could be. And my mom was very wise. She pulled from all of her experiences and observations and loved to help anyone who needed it. And I distinctly remember in college when I was dating a guy before I met Eric. And she would very softly give advice, like she wasn't intrusive, but it was like tips and hints. And she would start talking about marriage in particular. And she said, physical attraction is great, and it might be something that initiates a relationship, but when you think of marriage, you need to think the long haul. She said, this person has to be the person you truly like and you're interested in, that you want to talk to all the days of your life. And who do you trust to make important decisions with and have daily conversations with? And she said, even your children, who are so very important to you, eventually move out and onto their own lives. But your spouse, that's the one you're going to spend the majority of your time with. So Julie, choose wisely. And as usual, she was spot on. And I heeded her advice. When I met Eric, I immediately broke up with my boyfriend and latched on to Eric. And Eric and I try to emulate the role model marriage that we learned from. And we're 26 years and counting. The next thing was my mom's unconditional love and support. And you guys all talked about it. There's a special love that comes from your mom. My mom was my biggest advocate. She had total belief in me, and she was always nurturing me through life's trials with amazing votes of confidence. If someone didn't like me, it was because they just didn't see my strengths. And if I was suffering from high school drama, where I still hadn't hit puberty and I looked like a boy, she talked about how late bloomers are the best, and those that peak too fast will wilt and wouldn't achieve as much in life. So it was good that I was a late bloomer. She always focused on my strengths and encouraged me to go after my dreams. And I have an amazing gift that I always hear my mom's voice in my head and her encouragement. And no matter what life throws at me, I try to pull from her strength, and it flows in me into my thoughts. And this truly is my most cherished inheritance from my mom. Activities. My mom had a zest for life. She was always game for learning anything and trying anything new. She took ice skating lessons in her 40s, fly fishing in her 50s, and she even went zip lining in her 70s, I think with Jack. She was very active. She did daily crosswords. She took daily walks with Mrs. Bilkey. She golfed, she sailed, she traveled. And as a parent, she made sure that we all got to experience everything, even when we couldn't afford it. And she believed in that wisdom that if your kids were busy, your kids would not be in trouble. So we all played various sports and took music lessons in various teams. She left no stone unturned, and at every possible opportunity we could get to experience the world. And as everyone's mentioned, she was also our biggest cheerleader. She went to all of our events and the grandchildren's events, the long, hot swim meets, the elementary plays, the music recitals, the martial arts tournaments, the ice skating performances, even as she shivered in the stands. Anything and everything, she was always there supporting us and cheering us on. Another thing about Mom is she had no fear. My mom feared nothing, and I mean nothing. People will talk about that they have fears and their mom's afraid of various things. Not my mom. Mom was a get back on that horse, let nothing stop you kind of person. I remember once she and I were alone in the house, and I was in high school, and we heard this loud noise from the basement. And she immediately got up and went to the basement door. And I thought to myself, oh good, she's gonna lock the door. Nope. Mom opened the door and was heading straight down the stairs. I'm like, Mom, we have to protect ourselves. And she's like, don't be silly. I wasn't as brave as her, so I grabbed scissors off the counter and followed behind my mom sheepishly. But luckily, something had just fallen. We were fine. She was a consummate planner, and she had a drive to make things happen. Nancy actually mentioned this, but I remember specifically I was in elementary school, and it was my mom who went to my parent-teacher conference with my 1970s feminist math teacher. And Mom learned from Ms. Eschner that a girl with good math skills needs to put them to use and be financially independent. And from that day forward, Nancy and I were engineers. We didn't even know what an engineer was, but we were going to be engineers. And she planned all our schooling, the high school scheduling. She researched and plotted out the best teachers, the best classes, the best experience. And I applied applied that learning when I went to college, and all my friends in college, including my husband Eric, copied my schedule, because I had learned from the best. I knew which professors to take, what were the best classes, and the best class times that you could sleep in. She and my dad were very proud of us, 4 kids, an accountant and 3 engineers. Dad called us his trophies, and Mom called us her legacy. And she launched us well, and we will continue to try to make her proud. And the very last area I want to talk about Mom was her sense of adventure and acceptance. She felt it was very important for all of us to get out there and see the world, and that it was important to learn about others and enjoy everything that life had to offer. We traveled extensively. Even when we were young and didn't have a lot of money, they took us everywhere. We saw the entire United States, either in an econoline van or a station wagon with 8 tracks playing. And Mom's planning again helped us here. She would learn about an area she was interested in, and it inspired her. The next summer, we went there. And as we grew older and they could afford more, the trips expanded to other continents. Mom and Dad traveled a lot together as a couple as well. I remember, it was around, I think, their 20th wedding anniversary, they went to Europe. And Dad wanted to buy Mom an insignia ring. And they were in Eastern Europe, but they didn't have rings that said Ellen, but they had a ring that said Elena. So my mom wore that Elena ring for decades. And when I had a daughter, wanted to name her after my mom, Elena was the perfect choice. So my mom, in her typical love and generosity, gave us that ring. Elena has it on today. You know, my parents were raised in a rather, I'll call it homogeneous and conservative upbringing, where everyone was pretty much Irish Catholic. But both of them had very warm and accepting hearts. They loved to learn about other people and religions and countries and cultures. And they embraced all the variety of people that they met in their lives and welcomed whoever we brought home. My parents' support and advice were monumental to help Eric and I when we tried to figure out the path of how to blend our Jewish and Catholic upbringings and start a wonderful marriage. I'll conclude with, the world would be a much better place if we could all be like Mom. Please try and be like her. Remember her generosity, her unconditional love, her wisdom, her zest for life, and her acceptance of others. I will always love you, Mom, and carry you in my heart and thoughts forever.